So for lesson 5.2, we're dealing with this word, inequalities. If you look at the word inequalities, in means not, equality means equal. So if you look, that's why we're dealing with greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. If you see that it has the line on the bottom, that means or equal to. Line on the bottom, or equal to. Okay? So it just has to be one or the other. Let's look at the directions in number 1. It says write each inequality using numbers. So it says all numbers y, greater means bigger, so bigger. So if you look, that's this one right there. Greater than or equal to, which means there's got to be a line there, and then 6. And that's all you got to do. Let's do the next one. All numbers n, greater than, -3. Done. G is less than 11. If you look at the next directions, this time I want you to write it in words. So it looks like this, and I want it to be written like this. So you could write all numbers y less than or equal to 10. I want to show you the next one. I don't have to write all numbers. I could actually write b is greater than -12. There's different ways I can do this. Okay. Now, one thing about this one is I want to start this one. I don't like that this one is backwards. So I want you to make it forward. So everything about it is backwards. So that means if the 8 is on the left, I want it to go on the right. If the x is on the right, I want it to go on the left. If this was less than, it's greater than. So I want you to switch it because I like the letter than the number. So x is greater than or equal to 8. Okay. Let's turn the page. This time I need you to use numbers. So I can use X, I can use Y, I can use B, I can use R for Miss Rifkin. Whatever I want. So I'm going to start with X because that seems easiest to me. So some rules you need to write down. If it's like this, it's greater than or less than. And if it's closed circle, it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Okay? And then we have to decide the direction. Well, everything going this way is bigger. So you should be writing this down. Or greater. Because if you look at the number line, as I go this way, the numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But if I go this way, my numbers are getting smaller, which means less. Okay? So if I went this way, these are all going negative. That's what smaller means. So as I look, it's going to the right. If it's going to the right, it's bigger than. Then I have to decide if I'm doing the line on the bottom. The line on the bottom, which means or equal to, means that it's colored in. But if you look, it's not colored in, so it's done. And then I literally count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to do number 3. Maybe instead of an X, I'll use an R for Miss Rifkin. Since it's going this way, all the numbers this way are getting smaller. If you look, it's an open circle, so no coloring in. And then I actually gave you the number, 6.1, so I didn't have to think about that. Done. Okay. Let's come over here to number 2. This time I'll use a Q. Who cares what I use? It's going this way, it's less than, but if you look, it's colored in. Boom. That means it's less than or equal to. And then I go -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Done. This time I'll use a C. When it's going to the left, those numbers are getting smaller. It's not colored in, so it's not or equal to. And I gave you the fraction, 3/2, which actually isn't correct, but that'll work for now. Okay. This time I want you to graph them. So the way I'm okay with you graphing is just putting a 0 in the middle and then finding the number. So what you're going to do is put the 0. We're dealing with the number 8. So as long as you have 8 on the right side, I'm happy. Then you look. Less than or equal to. Since it says or equal to, if it just said less than, like that, it would be an open circle. But as soon as it says or equal to, boom, it's got to be colored in. So that has to be colored in all the way on the 8. Then when it says less, well, all the numbers that are smaller are to the left. So I want you to go like this, make it thick, and go like that, and show that it goes forever. Okay? I want to show you some more examples. If I had a 0 and an 8, if you go like this, and you just go like that, I can't see it. I need it to be thick enough so that I can see that it's going this way. If you want to, you can go like this, and go like this. But what you cannot do is going like this. I don't know what that means. That is a no. Okay? So be careful of that. So this is good. This is good. All right? Let's go to number 3. 0. 10.5 is on the right. Less than, open circle. Less than means it's going to the left. And I'm done. Okay? All right. 0. -3 is on the left side of the number line. And it says greater than, open circle. Greater than means everything to the right. So from the circle, I go to the right forever. Okay? Now, the thing about this one that I don't like is that it's backwards. Okay? So I guess it's okay. 0, -14. Doesn't say or equal to, so it's open circle. So -14 is bigger than C. So if I wrote that down, that's like backwards, and I can make it forward, which really means what it's saying is C is less than -14. Less is to the left forever. Okay? There's 5.2.